Yeah, post-match interview from Maresca was shit.
Daniel, I hope I don't ruin the atmosphere for you when I'm super negative about this performance on this podcast this evening.
It's not gonna be hard. I don't what? I don't know what the hell just happened. I hit the intro button like 5 times and nothing was happening.
We have high production standards here at the Red, White, Blues.
Oh yeah, that's us. We top tier production value here at this on this podcast. But yeah, that's Jason over there to that side of me, and he is a great guy and my best friend.
What?
And
Ditto.
yes, yeah. And we together. I'm Daniel, and together we
poke. You moved your elbow right when I was trying to poke it.
Were you trying to touch my weenus, Jason?
I was actually. That's exactly what I'm doing. I was like, your weenus is kind of in my frame. Oh, say that for Patreon. For all you non-video viewers, Daniel just waggled his weenus in front of the camera.
We are letting the weenuses hang out tonight on the podcast.
Dude, what else are we going to do?
I don't know.
We got to make a podcast about Chelsea football entertaining somehow.
Yeah, seriously.
Break out the weenuses.
Yeah, break out the weenuses. You know, whatever. The weenuses are here. The vaginas are there too. Don't forget the vaginas.
Hey, Chelsea are so impotent these days. I mean,
they really are. So impotent.
Somebody showing some weenus around here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, it's this thing. It's like this is the Red, White, and Blues podcast. I hadn't said that yet.
There it is.
But I'll get there eventually. But yeah, we draw 2-2 with Ipswich. We drop a total of 5 points to Ipswich this year.
5 points to Ipswich.
5 points to a side that is relegated, Jason. That is freaking relegated.
Do you know whose fault that is, Daniel?
The fans. From what I was told in the post-match interview, the fans.
Definitely the fans' fault.
Definitely fans. Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing.
Those stupid fans. We hate them.
Like somebody said the other day, like I think it was on Reddit today, because somebody posted a video of it was on TikTok of Sanchez like kicking the ball up from the back, and the fans
were really terrible.
Yeah. We're saying stuff, which, I don't, whatever. Do whatever. Express your opinions however you want to. Just don't be a racist asshole about it.
Exactly.
That's the way I feel about it. But it's like, do we have a cultural problem at Chelsea to our fans? I'm like, this is fans everywhere. Like, it is every freaking fan base is like this. Like, you get on Arsenal's. Yeah, in every sport. Exactly. Like, I'm a college baseball fan. My team got swept this weekend. You would have thought the world ended. They wanted to fire the freaking coach. This coach won us a national championship 2 years ago. We want to fire him now? I'm like, no. Like, it's every stinking sport. It's just like, you're going to have the extremes that people are like, that were probably like 5 matches ago. Like, we need to fire Maresca. Like, firing Maresca is not the issue, or not this. That is not the solution to the problem. Like, firing the directors of football, now we can have a conversation. Now, if they leave and that leads to Maresca being fired, I don't have a problem with Maresca being fired in that situation. But before anything happens about Maresca being fired, those two dingleberries need to be dealt with that think they know how to build a football club. They have no clue what the hell they're doing. But, every fan base is got psychos in it. Like, every fan base has assholes. Like, every fan base has delusional people that still think Chelsea will probably be better off next year than we are this year. Like, fan base has the same subset of fans. It's just, it is what it is. It's sports. We live, we breathe it. We let our emotions take over us in more instances than not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it works for American football and soccer association football. Is the 12th man. Like we talk about the 12th man a lot. I mean, there is something to the 12th man, right? Like there is something to the fan base can affect an atmosphere, right?
Yes.
Like I think that is like totally true. And I would like that to be the bedrock of what I'm about to say next. In that, yes, the fan base can affect an atmosphere, but it's not just the fans that are affecting the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I think to your point, like we can trace fan frustration all the way back to this new regime, all the way back to how they built this club, not as a club to win, not as a successful football club, but they built it as a successful investment asset. The fans, yeah, and this is to your point that you have literally made ever since we sold to Blue Co. or whatever shit we've got to call it.
Whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah, but like this is like a fundamental, like, and this is what you're talking about with the directors of football. Like they were building shit before they even had directors of football in place. They were setting organizational tones and organizational like atmosphere and idiosyncrasies and all that stuff before they even had like an entire backroom staff, board and staff in place, coaching staff in place. Like they are ultimately, I think, why we're in the situation that we're in. And I think that trickles down. And like as it trickles down, we literally pay to watch this stuff. Like I don't understand why it is now trickled down so far that somehow we are the ones creating an atmosphere that the players can't be successful in. And then we're getting this blame for that perceived atmosphere that we're creating. And like, why can we not also say, hey, they're playing like shit? And then the counter argument is, well, they're kids. And I'm like, yeah, but they're also, they're professionals at the highest level of football. Well, Maresca, this is his first year. Yeah, first year of a guy who's never coached at the highest level of football. That literally was like coaching a team that was expected to win the championship anyway last year.
Right. And almost blew it. Let's just throw that out there.
Yeah, and almost blew it because he got to implement his style of football in the same way that he's doing now. Like, okay, now let's like take the macro of like the entire organizational structure has been frustrating. Watching them do this to this team has been frustrating.
Yep.
And like, let's take it down and like put it into the last 4 months, right? We literally built up, Maresca built up, this team built up an incredible amount of goodwill throughout the first half of this season. And the way Maresca has been playing, like coupled with some injuries and coupled with some bad luck and coupled with steroid use, like he literally like has squandered all of that goodwill, right? Like, and then after this, after dropping 5 points and clawing our way back for 1 point, in a match where the goal scorers were Cucurella.
Well, it was technically an own goal. Technically an own goal. You're right. But I will credit Cucurella because he's the best striker on the team.
He is the best striker on the team. And then Sancho with a short corner from the top of the box, great goal. Like individual goal.
Yep.
Like I told you, I said, if we're going to win this, we're going to need 2 individual goals.
Yep.
And I don't know if we can get them. And yes, we can say it came off a corner, but it was literally like corner to Sancho to thing, right? Like I can't remember.
It was a short corner to Palmer, I think, or somebody, and then Palmer passed it. Somebody passed it into Sancho from the short corner.
He still had to take it from the top of the box because we literally spammed crosses in to no one.
Nobody.
Half the time. Thank you, Neto, for that. And at the end of that performance, he blames the fans and the atmosphere. That blows my mind. Like, I totally the foundational statement, remember, fans can't affect an atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like, does going down 2-0 to a team that is relegated by all intents and purposes?
Yeah.
It's just a question of time now for the math to work out.
Yeah.
It's worked out. I don't know. It was close.
It hasn't technically worked out yet, but
Okay.
it's like, yeah.
It's a foregone conclusion.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And then, like, to go down 2-0 in the way that we did, and then to week in, week out, be told that we're wrong for criticizing Bob Sanchez.
Yeah.
And that the club is fully behind him. And that we're wrong to question these decisions. And to watch Maresca do these boneheaded subs that, like, in some ways I'm glad that we drew, because his subs did not work out at the end of the day. Like because they're boneheaded. Like, I don't know why we're taking Madueke out. I don't know why we're taking the people who can score out of the game. I don't understand. And Sancho proved that he could score, but how many goals does Sancho have on the season?
That's I believe 2. I believe that is his second.
So, like, Madueke is coming off a brace on the Thursday game. Like, let him have some chance to build some confidence. But no, we're going to take him out. And frankly, I think you get lucky off the 18th second. It took us 45 minutes to score a goal.
Yep.
And then to watch this team for the last 4 months capitulate every time they go down, and to go down in the ways that they're going down, and for Bob to gift chances on his goal over and over and over again, and then you want to blame the fans for being upset about that. I think that is ridiculous. I think that it is an oversimplification of the problem. I think that it is not inward looking enough. Like, I don't care how stubborn you are. Like, and that's the thing, people are talking about boring football. We've had plenty of managers with boring football, and we've won shit. You know, like, Tuchel got the same complaints about boring football, and look what Tuchel did. And look how much we cared about Tuchel. You got, like, if you're going to be this stubborn and you're going to make these bold of moves and you're going to make these subs and you're going to set the team up this way, it's got to pay off at some point. So that's my thing. I hadn't read the post-match thing until like an hour or two before we got on here. And Daniel and I had a great conversation before this, just shooting the shit as we do because we're best friends. But like, so I'm more measured than I was going to be before we did that. So y'all can thank Daniel for that.
Well,
but I think it's a ridiculous notion that it's somehow our fault.
Yeah. And I think it goes to the fact, though, that, like, one, I would even say before Clear Lake got here, like, Stamford Bridge has not been Stamford Bridge in a very long time. Like, they do, like, Stamford Bridge for a Champions League Thursday night is night and day compared to Champions League for a Premier League match. Like, Champions League nights, the fans get up for those matches. But when I'm sitting there in my seat at 8 o'clock American time, watching Ipswich and Chelsea kick off, and the only thing I hear are Ipswich fans singing "Hey Frickin' Jude," like, why am I just hearing the away fans? Like, and it was that way the whole match. Mm-hmm. Only people you heard were the away fans. So it's like Stamford Bridge has not been the Stamford Bridge that, like, we grew up with, that we knew when the Drogbas, the Terrys, the Lampards, when those people were here. Like, it's not the same. And then, so you take that out of it, and then you have a manager that distances himself from the fans. Like, he shows some emotion, not a lot of emotion. Like, Potts was already behind the 8 ball when he got here. Like, he had no shot, and rightfully so, for being a Tottenham manager. But, like, with Maresca, like, you look back at Tuchel and the Contes, like, are the two that are always referenced, and Mourinho even, too, and more so his first stint than his second stint. But, like, those managers showed passion on the touchline. Like, Conte's freaking stage diving into the bleachers at freaking at Stamford Bridge. Like Tuchel's running the freaking touchline all the way down to the corner flag to celebrate with the play. Like these managers bonded with the fans. Like they had a connection with the fans because they didn't sugarcoat things. They didn't give PR answers. Like they literally would just tell you how they felt, what went wrong. They didn't sugarcoat shit. Like Conte would be like, we just came out and played like shit today. Like, what do you want me to like? I've got to do better. Like, it never was, oh, this, I don't know. And then on top of that, to add another layer to that, Maresca plays boring ass football. Like sideways passes, backwards passes. And to your point, Tuchel played some boring football at times. He did. But the difference is he got results. And it's okay if you play boring football and win than if you play boring football and you lose. And especially to relegation side. Like a team that is freaking relegated, we have dropped 5 points to. If we miss out on Champions League this year, you'll be able to look at those two matches. Just like last year, you can go back and point to the Bournemouth match with Pot, and there was another one around that same time. There was two matches like back to back. I can't remember who the other one was. I remember one was Bournemouth though, and we dropped points. No, it was Burnley. Sorry, Burnley. No, because Burnley got relegated. It was against relegated. It was Burnley last year, and so it was those matches last year that cost us against a relegation side. It's going to be the same thing this year. That's 5 points against a team that is going to be relegated. So Maresca's doing it to himself. He's not endearing himself to the fans. That's the thing. Like, he's never come here and said, like Tuchel, like the thing that Tuchel always harped on while I was here and why people loved him is because Tuchel understood Chelsea. He's like, I'm here to win trophies. Like, I'm here to win. Like, my goal is to win. Maresca's never been like that. And so when you have a fan base that has expectations and you're not meeting those expectations and you're trying to, finagle your way in, do whatever you're trying to do, of course they're not going to like you. Of course they're not going to like your brand of football because you're not winning. You're not oozing the machismo of a winner. Like he doesn't have that aura about him that a Tuchel does, that a Conte has, and Mourinho has. Like, he just doesn't have that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying he can't be a good manager, but don't expect the fans to take to you if you're not coming out there and at least saying, yeah, our goal this year is to win the Premier League. Our goal is to win as many trophies as we can win. We're going to go in and we're going to annihilate the Conference League because that's what we're supposed to do because we're mother effing Chelsea. And we're not going to take, we're going to do that. His thing is, oh, we're not in a title race. Oh, I don't have to finish top 4 this year. That's not what my goal was. Like, no wonder people don't like you because you're not trying to win. Right. Or at least that's the way I don't think I think Maresca wants to win. Don't get me wrong. But the way he presents himself in press conferences is he's not under pressure to win. And so he's not taking it seriously. At least that's the way his presentation comes off in a press conference. And that's why people don't like him. And I get it. And I understand it. And then to turn around and blame the fans and the atmosphere, like, dude, you've created this atmosphere with your press conferences, with your statements, with the way you play football. Like, you've done it to yourself. So, I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah. To piggyback on what you're saying, if you are talking about the fans after that performance,
yeah,
you've lost the plot.
100%.
And there are legitimate conversations. You brought them up earlier about, yeah, maybe our atmosphere does suck. But if you're going to talk about the fans after that type of performance, when literally we can watch the last 4 months, and every time we go down, we don't know if this team can show up.
Even when we go up.
Yeah,
we don't
true.
Our body, whether we go down or whether we go up, the body language of the team changes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're talking about the fans after your performance, you're talking about the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
And then to your point also, you're not ingratiating yourself to the fans if after the performance and after these last 4 months we don't see any progress. You're then throwing the fans under the bus instead of talking about realistic implications, just giving it to us straight about what's going on instead of playing your PR game. So anyway,
that's all it is.
It's piggyback summation of what you were saying.
It's just a PR game. That's all it is.
The word "the fans" should not come out of his mouth.
Yeah,
except to say, "I want to do better for them."
Yeah, or to apologize. Those are the only two things that are acceptable to come out. And I think I can remember Tuchel apologizing to the fans on several occasions for the way that we play. I think I remember Pochettino for some reason. Could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. Apologizing to the fans.
We'll go look it up.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's you're not endearing yourself to the fans. You're not showing these fans that you believe. What you're showing these fans is that you're a Clear Lake mouthpiece, and we hate Clear Lake. Nobody
you're just confirming. You're just confirming all of what we thought about you.
Exactly.
At the beginning.
Exactly. We're like, he's a yes man. He's going to come in here. He's going to say yes to whatever. He's going to do exactly what Clear Lake says, and that's why Clear Lake got rid of Poch, because and they just used the Tottenham thing as an excuse. But the reason is because Poch butted heads with them because he told them, I need X, Y, and Z. And they're like, well, we're not giving you X, Y, and Z. And he would go to the media and say it. And that was the one thing I always respected about Poch. I don't have to like the guy. I hate the guy. He played for Chargers. But I can respect what he would say in the media in his press conference, because at least I knew he was being authentic and real. He was being like, I need experience in my squad. You sure do, Poch. You sure do need some experience in your squad, but you're not going to get it. And that was the whole, thing. And so, but then there's no point in firing Maresca if we're not going to change the model. There's just no point. Who you tell me who we're going to get? What are we going to get? Thomas Frank? Is that who we really want? No. I don't know.
I don't even know who's out there.
Kieran McKinnon, you gonna go get him? He just got Ipswich relegated this year in the Premier League.
He was one of our supposed shortlist guys too.
It was McKinnon, Frank, and Maresca. That was our shortlist.
Amarin was in the talk as well for a little while.
For a little while. For a little while at the beginning, he was because I remember that's who I decided I wanted to throw my hat behind, because I thought, apparently that's a shit pick. But he'll probably still beat us. Guarantee you we lose to United.
Yeah. I think Maresca has done a huge disservice to himself here. I think the fans are very willing to support in the same ways that they're very willing to let you know that they're upset.
Yeah.
And I think really you should be taking the fans' reactions to Bob doing the same shit game in, game out, when his decision making was supposed to catch up to his talent at some point. I think you should take that seriously. Yeah. And I think you should take the lack of defensive structure and how easy it is for teams like Ipswich to get behind seriously.
Do you want to hear a crazy stat that I did not realize until
is our defense like one of the best?
We've given up the fifth least amount of goals in the Premier League this season.
Wow. How many
but here's
have
the
we
thing.
scored?
Yeah, here's the thing that this is where stats can lie and stats can be deceiving. We were the XG champs last year. We've created some of the most big chances this year, but we're in sixth. just like that, our defense is not good. Like, in every Chelsea fan that watches every Chelsea match, no one is going to sit here and tell you. There probably are some weird ones out there that'll tell you our defense is solid and it's good, but it's not. That's why stats are misleading. Yes, we've only given up 39 goals this year, which is 5th best in the Premier League. Everton's given up 38, one less than us, but they're like 12th, 13th. Like, Everton's way down there. So, but it's like, it's one of those things. It's, I don't know. You look at it at face value, though, and say, our defense is not good. Like, nobody's going to sit here and tell you, a true Chelsea fan that watches all the matches is not going to sit here and say our defense is good, because they're not. They're just not. And then for Maresca not to even start a right back this match, you have Reese and Gusto on the bench. Like, why the hell did Reese not play? Why did Gusto come in as a sub? Like,
it reeks. I mean, I'm not a football genius. I don't know if you've listened to this podcast over the last 4 or 3 years, you know that. But like, it kind of reeks of desperation. Like, the way that he's like, I'm going to put Reese in the midfield. I'm going to keep switching Neto. I'm going to play Sancho sometimes and not. Like, we haven't had like a legitimate like starting 11 for a while now. And you can, again, you can chalk it up to some injuries, but there hasn't been a solid structure that he has like done anything with this season. If he's not playing with the right back, he's trying something new. And like, why are we should have figured out some of the kinks of the system already.
Yeah, like, you can't invert Gusto. Like,
right.
Gusto just he doesn't fit Gusto. Like, if you're going to invert your right back, at least put freaking Reese in the game, because he's at least halfway decent at it. Like, I don't know.
This is like, the stats game is wild to me, because like, technically, I think like by save percentage, Sanchez is like one of the best in the world or some shit.
But that should tell you how shit our defense is, because he's getting peppered the whole freaking time.
Right.
And that's the thing. Nobody says Sanchez is a bad shot stopper. Like, I will give Sanchez his flowers. He is a pretty damn good shot stopper. His distribution is the problem. And
his decision making outside of that is bad.
He does have terrible decision making too. You're right, because he doesn't always come out for balls that he should come out for, and then when he does come out for balls, he misjudges them quite a bit. So his decision making, and then his playing out from the back, his distribution is awful. Like, and that's the whole point of Maresca's system. He wants them to play out from the back. Okay, well, if your goalkeeper's shit at it, then why do you continually do it? And that's the thing. It's like, Maresca was getting pissed because the fans were getting pissed that Bob was kicking the ball long. Well, he's the one that said Jurgensen's going to get benched if he kicks the ball long.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're being a hypocrite at this point. Like, that's the thing about it's his disconnect from everything, I think, is what infuriates me the most. It's just like, he is completely disconnected from everything. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It is baffling to me.
Sorry, I'm looking at when Jurgensen started getting benched again.
It was around, I don't remember. He still plays Conference League matches.
Yeah, he does. But Bob, okay, so Jurgensen played in February, essentially. And that's when we had those 2 really bad losses to Brighton. And then we had the Villa loss. And then he played in the 4-0 Southampton match. And then Bob came in for the next Conference League. And then, Bob was back in. He basically, Maresca put in Jurgensen because Bob was making so many mistakes.
Yeah.
And then was like, oh, okay, well, they'll forget that I played Jurgensen after the Brighton Villa losses. and then put Bob back in. That's basically what happened.
Basically.
Yeah, at the beginning of March.
I mean,
what else is there to say? I think this is over. I think we could have probably already called it. I think there was like a shred of hope because like we were literally in the driver's
playing
seat
a relegation side.
Yeah. Well, there was a shred of hope with these first 5 of the last 9 matches, right? Like you and I were like, hey, if we win these 5 matches, we like can talk about it, right? Like, and so far we've got 2 draws in a row and a win from the first 3 of those.
And Nottingham Forest has dropped points.
Yep.
They've dropped points.
Yep.
Arsenal has dropped points. Like, we literally, if we just win against teams that we should beat, the Brentford and the Ipswich, we're in 3rd right now.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Because we would have 58 points.
Yeah. And they have, 57 or something like that, I think?
Yeah, Nottingham Forest has 57.
Yeah. So we would literally be in 3rd right now. And we would have a 3-point lead over Man City. And
we're gonna blame the fans for this. Like, that's what I don't understand. The fans are frustrated because of it. It's not like the fans are creating the situation for you to F it up. So anyway, I don't know. I think that's wild. Like, it blows my mind. Like, it blows my mind that like that is what you're talking about. When literally, like, we barely clawed back a draw from this. In a draw, I would have just rather lost, honestly. Like, than for us to like spend the last 10 minutes like having some shred of hope. That's another thing. There is like literally no hope with this team. I don't believe they can actually perform. They haven't done it in the last 4 months. There's nothing that's going to change my mind about the last 6 games here.
Well, here's the thing: when they
cannot do it.
I'm looking it up right now because I want to know this is the exact time. When you bring Nkuku on in the 87th minute to make an impact, it's not doing it. Tyreek George did more in the freaking Conference League match last week playing striker than Nkuku has done all season. Why did you not put Tyreek George in there?
Yep. Because he wants to pretend like he's making these big moves where actually he's effing up like a whole lineup. And that doesn't make any sense at the start. He goes down 2 and then brings in Nkuku in the 87th minute. Who did he sub on at half? Didn't he sub on somebody at half?
He subbed Gusto in for Tosin at halftime, which I'm fine with because Tosin was. Whoever thought buying Tosin?
Yeah,
Tosin is a good role player. I realize the reason he is getting more minutes now is because Fofana is hurt. So I'm a little forgiving on that. But whoever thought Tosin, why do you think Fulham let Tosin go for free?
Yeah.
Fulham, this is Fulham, who is like 8th, 9th, 10th somewhere after they lost today. It's Fulham. They didn't even think Tosin was good enough for them, but we think Tosin's good enough for us. Oh, it's because he's free. That's the thing. Because, here, let's fix our center back problem with a free transfer from a Fulham reject.
Their decision making is not very hard to decipher.
No.
Here.
No, it's and that's
like,
why
at least in terms of like players, sometimes I have no idea what Maresca is doing with the lineup, though. I will say that.
None.
I mean, he looks like he's trying to make bold moves, and then he pulls shit like putting Christopher into the match at the end. After watching Christopher for the last several games,
or
shit the bed, or on the wings, by the way.
Yeah. Or even going back to your original point at the beginning of the season, Maresca, when you said Christopher isn't a striker. And then you put him in at a freaking striker.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I was rolling around this question in my mind today because I think Maresca at least lasts 2 years here. I think.
Yeah, I
I
give him
just
the
don't see that
Christmas
he's not
next year. If he's shitting the bed, he might be gone at Christmas next year. Maybe,
but
maybe.
the board. The only thing I can see is the board is very. They double down and then they'll do like a complete U-turn at the end of it.
That's the new Chelsea way, Jason.
So,
that's the new Chelsea way.
But like, and I know my answer to this, and I probably know your answer too. But we're in a situation where we have to ask the question, like, do we actually believe? And I saw somebody say this on Reddit, so I can't take credit for it. And I'm sorry, whoever said this, and I'm sure a lot of people have been saying this, but do we believe Timu Pep
Timu Pep
is actually going to come good?
No.
Yeah. I agree.
My hope is that he can just sneak his. Here's the thing: like, if we sneak in a Champions League, we're not built for the Champions League. We're
True.
not. I mean, like, we can't even freaking rotate with the Conference League. Yeah, 100% we'll go out in the group stage. Like, yeah, it'll get our players some experience. Yeah, they'll get some more wages. So I guess in that aspect of it, like, do I want to be in Champions League? Yes, I want to be in Champions League. Like, because I feel like it's going to set us back even further because of the incompetency of the people that are running our club right now. If they don't have that extra money from the Champions League, because they're incompetent and don't know what the hell they're doing. So there's that.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where I was going with that.
A lot of free money too, though, if they make it to the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like, you get so much money for being in the Champions League.
And we'll actually have the ability to get in front of the shirt sponsor next year, Jason, because apparently at Chelsea, if you're not in Champions League, we're incapable of negotiating in front of the shirt sponsor.
But Champions League also is a great recruitment tool for the next season.
Yep, it is.
I don't know, man. It's like really stupid to me that they don't consider how much actual real money you get just by being good or by getting results instead of handicapping the managers and then doubling down by bringing in inexperienced managers that they know they can get on the cheap. Like, the fact that we're in fourth or sixth right now and that we were in fourth and in the top four for so long this season, it's a mirage. Like, we've literally been riding the good results that we had the first half of the season. And to be fair, Conte, when he won in 2017, we basically did that. We went on that amazing.
That was like a mid-season run, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like
it was like it was like
November, December, January type run or something like that, where we won like 15 or 16 in a row or something like that.
Exactly. But then we were shit like at the end, and like we were losing some ground, but we were so far ahead that we just won. And the goals from what's it? The asshole, but he was our asshole.
Diego Costa?
Yeah. But like the goals from Costa dried up. Anyway, things dried up towards the end. And I just remember that. But like, that's kind of what we were trying to do here. But like, just watching Maresca, like how he sets up the team. Is he good at motivating? I don't think so. Like, what is the mentality of this team? Like, blame yourself for that shit. Don't blame the fans for that. Like, I just cannot believe that we've got to sit there. I'm guessing an entire other year for this. We're going to have to sit there the entire year. They're going to let them finish it out.
I would agree. But I mean, see, here's the reason. Is because, like, that I'm like, don't fire Maresca. Is because the board could have gone out and made a couple of good loan deals.
Yes.
In December, in the January transfer window in January, and brought in a couple of players to help fill the gaps until the end of the year to help secure Champions League football. You look at what Villa did. They're the prime. Now I'm going to always use Villa. They're the prime example. Like, why didn't we do that? Why didn't we go get some loans? Why didn't we go get a loan striker to borrow for 6 months? Because you have a freaking unproven Guiu, who I'm not necessarily opposed to the Guiu, but he should not be Chelsea's backup striker. Exactly. And then you have Nico, who at that point in time was going through a terrible run of form, and then he got hurt. So what makes you think you don't need another striker? Like, it's just things like that drive me crazy with this board. And the amount of money that we've spent on goalkeepers.
Oh, my God.
Is just astronomical when we could have just gone out and bought one world-class goalkeeper. Like, why did we not just do that? Why are we spending $20 million on this one, $15 million on this one, $10 million on this one, when we can just go out and buy one world-class goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Like, it's terrible business. And it's all to make profit. It's stupid. And that's why there's no point in firing Maresca, because the same thing is going to keep happening with just a different manager that's going to be shit because they're dealt a shit hand when they get here. And it's going to be, it is what it is. I don't know.
I was just looking up Petrovic versus Bob.
Oh, Petrovic is like one of the best keepers in Europe this year. Literally one of the best keepers in Europe.
Because we were talking about, they've literally played the exact same minutes. The exact same amount of matches.
Now, I will say this. Petrovic is in a farmer's league. So, but Petrovic has still had a hell of a season.
Yeah, he's marginally better than Bob. Bob does have 5 errors that have led to goals, and Petrovic has none. So that's
the difference. And that's what we're talking about with Bob. It's not Bob's saving ability. It's not Bob's.
Yes.
It's his distribution and his decision making that are bad. That's what's bad with Bob. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, anyway, sorry. Something you said there. Like how much money we spent on keepers, and then I got distracted.
Yeah, it's fine. There's no point. I mean, at this point, let's just move on. Let's go to the next match. I don't even know who we freaking play on Sunday.
We have but you don't want to do the Thursday match? I don't. Did we even do predictions for this past match? I don't think.
No, we didn't, because we didn't. We failed at our Thursday episode because I was tired and was like,
dude, I'd already canceled on you though.
So we played Fulham this weekend. Great. Fantastic.
Do you want to do the Warsaw and?
Yeah, I mean, we can do that. Sure. We'll make prediction. Are we going to do a episode after the Warsaw match? I will be at home this time, so I can do it.
I might not be able to, but we can.
Okay, well, let's just predict Fulham then too while we're on here, just in case we can't do the Warsaw match. All right, so let's do Warsaw. Yeah, cool. I'm ready. I got my prediction.
Okay, me too.
All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
2-1. 4-1. We'll see. 2-1.
Warsaw.
Whoa!
They will beat us. I'm calling it. They're gonna beat our B team.
Wow.
I'm throwing that out there. Throwing that one out there.
I think we'll score a lot.
Look, this is my thing with this match. If Maresca does not freaking rest players this match, if he didn't play Reece James on Sunday and he freaking runs Reece James out there on Thursday night in a match against Warsaw when we're already up 3-0 in aggregate, I'm going to be freaking livid. That would be the dumbest shit ever, because then that means he's not going to play Reece on Sunday against Fulham in a match that we freaking need to win.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer better not see the pitch. Freaking, let's see, who else? Levi Colwell, as shit as he's been this year, better not see the pitch. Cucurella better not see the pitch. Caicedo, Enzo better not see the pitch. Like, none of these guys should see the pitch on Thursday.
I think you can guess what my next one's going to be because I think we're going to do pretty well in the Warsaw match, and we're all going to be a little hyped.
As always, because we're playing one of the statistically worst teams in the freaking conference league. Yeah. So let's predict Fulham then, I guess. And just a reminder, Jason, this is at Fulham, and we are currently have not won a road match yet in the Premier League.
Oh yeah,
since Christmas.
I'm well aware.
We are 0-8. I mean, we've had some draws in there, but we have not won a stinking Premier League match in the second half of the season.
That's wild.
That is the stupidest stat I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, cool. I'm ready for my prediction too.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. 2-1.
2-1.
Fulham. Yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. 2-1 Fulham. This Sunday will be the nail in the coffin of Chelsea finishing top 4.
Yeah.
Because Man City, I believe, Man City, I believe, plays Everton.
Man City
Sunday.
has one of the easiest run-ins to the end of the season.
They play Everton. Newcastle gets their game in hand, is made up in midweek against Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest plays Tottenham. Yeah, Villa does play Newcastle on Sunday, which will be a big match.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to totally lose to Fulham.
Oh, we're going to bottle it.
Yeah, we'll bottle it. It's that time of the year again where we have to depend on other teams to help us out if we want any shot at making anything. So
yeah,
there's that.
There it is.
Yep. Anything else you want to add, Jason, about the team or anything?
I don't know. I would say buckle in, Chelsea fans. Set your expectations reasonably low for the rest of the season and the next season. We are striving
and the
to be
season
bright.
after that, and the season after that, and for the next 7 years, at least until Clear Lake can sell.
That's our new. I just found our new motto, though.
What's our new motto?
Striving to be Brighton.
Striving to be Brighton. That's Chelsea.
What we're doing. That's what we're doing as a club.
Chelsea
that is the club moniker. Yeah.
Hey, might as well hang the banner from Stamford Bridge at this point, Tom.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Tell these people where they can find us, Jason.
Yo, we are on X. We are on Substack. We are on Instagram. If you want to see us in writing, Daniel does an amazing thing on all 3 of those things. You can find us at the same handle on all the things. We made it easy for you. It's down at the bottom of the screen, but if you're not looking at the screen, go visit us at Red White Blues FC.
That's right. And we are also on Spotify and Apple. If you want to listen to us, we're on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment below, thumbs up, notification bell, do all that shit. I don't care. This is the season. It's the end of the season. I don't even know why we got our hopes up, Jason, because neither one of us thought we'd have a good year. So let's just reserve.
Prediction wrap-up episode after the season.
Yeah. Anyway, until
it's
next
looking like
time.
we're going to be about right, though. One of us is going to be closer than the other, but we're both going to be pretty right.
I feel like we'll lose a couple more games and we'll finish about that 8th or 9th spot, which is where we predicted us to finish. So that's
how many points will we finish with is going to be the thing. Dan, you have a more realistic shot, I think, but we'll see what happens after Fulham, and then I might start thinking I have a more realistic shot, because I'm a little lower on the prediction scale than you are.
Yeah, if we lose to Fulham, you're going to have a damn good shot.
Yeah, I agree. I might be hoping for a loss just for some personal dignity.
Yeah.
Because our team has none right now.
Look, our only hope right now is that Liverpool just has already clinched the league and they just play their D team.
Oh, dude.
And maybe we can
They play their kids and then we still lose.
Probably. That's probably what will happen. Until next time, we'll catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
Buckle up. Flippity floppity.